stream. Why do I? Hello all. We are not having the usual way of coming into a stream. Because I have things to talk about. I'm not happy. Let's just find what I'm looking for. How are you all doing? Let me know how this sounds, by the way. It's a new mic, so please let me know what it sounds like. If it sounds any better, if it sounds clearer. I'm trying to sort stuff out. Let me have a look. Rob. All the journals have got it, so I don't need to look at one. I'll find Rob's because it has it. Live stream over there. Hello. Who's here? Who's in? We have zero people in. So let's see if I can change that. Get this up on thingy because we'll probably have to wait a little bit today because people were expecting a live, and this happens when you don't know you're going live. Hey, Punky Hours. This is always going to be the issue when people don't know I'm going live. Hopefully this sounds okay. I am losing bits though. So look, viewer interaction. Stream health is healthy. Okay. Let's get a me flipping link. A link to this. Oh, come on. 4, 1, 2, 8. Do. Right, where this? I do apologise, people. I know there's only one person in at the moment. I think this might be a low stream anyway. Hey, Jez, how are you, mate? I hope you're well. We got stuff to talk about today, mate. So annoying. So annoying that I'm having to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about this anyway. I did a video on this, thinking, yeah, it won't break at the time I put the video. Of course it did. I knew this would happen. I absolutely knew this would happen. Oh, it's not the article, Jez. Jez, it's not the article. Oh, it gets better. Sheffield City Council have come out with their own statement. Hey, Nat, the 4 people in, could you like it? I think one of you have already, but there has been a statement from Sheffield City Council, Director of the Streets Scene and Regulation, Richard Ayres. So we'll get into that in a minute. I wasn't meant to be going live today. I did the video about the articles, and I thought I'll give it a couple of times because I was waiting for a statement from Sheffield Wednesday. Statement hasn't come from Sheffield Wednesday, but it has come from Sheffield City Council. Now, that is interesting to me that it's from the council and not... Why do I look all pixelated? I shouldn't do. It come from the council, not the club, but I wonder if the club has said go with what you want. So I'm getting a lot of messages from people here as well. Sheffield City Council seems to be one. Let's say that. Yeah, so let's have that statement because I've got it up now. So I'm waiting for people to come in. So let's have a read of this though. Sheffield City Council Director Street Scenes and Regulation Richard Ayres said following concerned about the crowd movement at Hillsborough Stadium, Sheffield City Council and Sheffield Wednesday issued a joint statement outlining the minor recommendation we made relating to the overall match experience. The recommendation included enhanced training and development for stewards, improved CCTV, and a review into the capacity of the stands. Although there was no limitations recommended to do so, the club voluntarily offered to reduce the capacity in the upper and lower west stand. Sheffield City Council agreed this was the right thing to do prior to a review having taken place, and since then reduced requests have become a formal requirement set to improve the match day experience. So, Daily Mail, turn around and say they've been hit and told to do it. No, we've done it ourselves. We've gone, you know what? Let's sort out what's going on in the capacity. We'll sort it ourselves. We'll do it. We'll get it sorted. We'll make sure it's all up to code. We'll sort it. Don't worry about it. We'll do it without you needing to tell us. We won't tell you to do it. We'll sort it so we can get things in place. I think this is very, very, very crucial for me. We did this on our own accord. No one else told us to do it. We did it. We turned around and said, we will do this on our own accord. Let me know if the volume sounds a bit better on the thing, because I just looked at my thing. We are peaking a little bit, so we should be all right. So we voluntarily said we will reduce the capacity so we can sort out all these things. Let me have a look. Sheffield City Council seem to be the one coming up. It seems different, actually. Hey, Daz, how you doing, mate? Hey, Darren Moore, hope you're well, mate. I'm gonna say. So let's carry on with what I was saying. This should be made. It should be made clear. Hilbert Stadium was never breached its capacity or safety certificates at the time. Let's just read that again to the people in the back, and we'll put a megaphone on, shall we? It should be made clear that Hilbert Stadium never breached its capacity or its safety certificate at any time. Can you hear that in the back? We didn't breach it. Not at all. We didn't breach it. I'll get to your comment in a minute, Barry. It's interesting. Hello, Max. Hope you're well. Hey, Nat. I will get to that in a minute, Barry, because I think I've got a theory on that. Concerns have been raised relating to the match between Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle United on Saturday, the 7th of January 2023. For the avoidance of doubt, Newcastle requested the minutes of the SAG meeting and did not come into the Sheffield City Council as a Freedom of Information request. They turned round and said they did a Freedom of Information request. No, they didn't. Newcastle United requested the minutes. It didn't come into Sheffield City Council from a Freedom of Information. As a council policy, for such requests, they were provided the information via the Freedom of Information team. So let's just get it right. SAG meeting did not come into Sheffield City Council as a Freedom of Information request. So I say, let me have a look. I say that because the club say they never heard the full details of the inquiry, which only came out when Newcastle made an inquiry. But this is also saying that Freedom of Information request, the council policy request provided by Freedom of Information team. This is a bit. Newcastle request for the minutes did not come into Sheffield City Council as a Freedom of Information request. That's the thing. It didn't come in as that. So that's interesting. The review was carried out by Sheffield City Council with the benefit of advice and oversight. The 25 people in the stream, please get the likes up. There's 80 of you on here. You want a super chat, please do so. Because I wouldn't normally be doing a stream. The review was carried out by Sheffield City Council with the benefit of advice and oversight from the SGSA, with reviewers enhancing the match day experience. The review found there were no injuries reported, no images of supporters' distress on either club CCTV or social media were found. Both the west stand upper and lower were under capacity and steward numbers were absolutely appropriate. I'll say this again. The steward numbers were absolutely appropriate to what we did, kind of thing. And every time they looked at CCTV footage and social media, there were no injuries or distress. Discussion in the SAG did include reduced capacity, and this was something Sheffield Wednesday FC volunteered to do prior to a review taking place to assist with the review process to best handle the match day experience. So we were already thinking of doing this. We were already thinking of doing this as a whole, kind of thing. Let me just go into my thingy, just flipping, because it sounds like I am in my... I don't want that. So let me just have a listen. 1 2 1 2. It's gonna sound weird because it's gonna be double audio in a minute. 1 2 1 2. Hello. Hello. There you go. Okay, there we go. So, where are we up to? Okay, I have a situation like this at work. People make freedom in questions that when they don't have to, i.e., the info would have been volunteered anyway. But even so, the freedom for insisting going into the motions. Yeah, I understand that, Jez. It's kind of that whole thing. They didn't actually need to do it because they would have just got it straight away if they just act. But they didn't act. They went, we're going to do Freedom of Information Act because they haven't given it us, even though it sounds like they were never asked for the information. From what it sounds like the request of the minutes did not come into Sheffield City Council, the Freedom of Information. It sounds like it's a weird one, but I'd be interested to take on it. So hang on. So where was I up to? Didn't Newcastle do the same to Leeds? I think they did, mate. If we didn't volunteer, was there something else around the court going to come? I don't think it was, mate. I actually think of volunteering was a way of saying, look, we're going to look into this. We don't want any more trouble from this kind of stuff anyway. Because if we volunteer it, we can then look at fixing the thing with less people in anyway. I think that's where we've gone with it. Because it'll probably go back up next season. The away... Barry, it's already been reduced, mate. It's already going to reduce the away ticket allocation. But I have got something to say later, so bear with me. Because I'm all over the place tonight, as you can tell. And you're not normally on that side, you're normally on this side. So that's why I'm struggling to read comments. Lob that over there. Lob that over there. And let me just get my statement up, because it's gone missing. Right, there's 21 of you in the chat and 11. That's why I've done it. There we go. Because I hadn't seen it. I will get to some of your questions in a minute. The review takes this as Sheffield Wednesday have been fully compliant and up to date with safety certificates as issued by SAG in the summer of 2022. As part of the further SAG meeting with partners ahead of Plymouth Argyle, it would discuss that the reduced capacity could be made formal until the end of the season. So when Plymouth fans were complaining that we didn't give them enough tickets, this is why. We was already going into the mindset of going, we're going to give you less ticket for a while we get this sorted. So it's a lot. Representation of Sheffield Wednesday have been made aware of the writing of this decision to now formally reduce the capacity on Tuesday the 14th of March 2023 until the end of the season. Whether a further review will take where a further review will take place. Sheffield Wednesday have challenged the decision. So we have challenged the decision as well, which is interesting. Even though we volunteered it to reduce it, but I think we challenged how much it's been reduced by. I think we said we'll do it, but I don't think we were expecting it to be by that much. The SAG minutes released to Newcastle United should have been made clear when talking about the altered capacity figures there were at the time, only temporary and have been done voluntary by the club pending a further review. The club has not formally been told of the required reduction until Tuesday the 14th of March. So that is our statement. There is 24 people in here, 11 likes, please get it up. That is the statement from Sheffield City Council. So we, until we formally got told to lower the capacity, we had already lowered our capacity just to see if it helped a little bit while we fix things. It's not too much of a nightmare, Barry. It's not a nightmare. Because there's a lot of things in those two articles by the Daily Fail which have come out in this as bull. Where's my censor button? It come out of being very bull. And it's interesting when you speak to some Newcastle fans who I know who were at the game, they said there was no crushing, there was no nothing. Like, there was an article earlier that I read, it was by, I can't remember what it was, but it's like a football magazine kind of thing. And like Dan Moore said here in the comments, let's just concentrate on football. That's what I want to do as well, because the off-field things don't help. So I think we have challenged the decision on how much our capacity has been reduced by, but we're not saying no to doing it because we volunteered it. I think the capacity being reduced by how many it's been reduced by is the bit where when they've gone, that's a hell of a lot. Because it's like 56% of our capacity is gone on the away side now. 56%. And I don't think we were expecting it to be that much. I think we were expecting a 20, maybe 25% gone. So it's interesting that we've done that. And us reducing the capacity is us being proactive. Correct. Nah. It's our way of sorting it. So it's such an interesting thing that this has happened. It's good that this had come out from the council. Sheffield Wednesday haven't done their own statement. I wonder if they turned around and said to the council, look, at the end of the day, do you want to put a statement out? And we'll just go from there, because I'm very, very much... They did the same thing at Leeds last season. Says it all, really, doesn't it? Not good. But the problem you've got is we'll never get rid of this stigma, ever. It's always going to be here. The stigma of Sheffield Wednesday and Hillsborough is always going to be there. And let's not take light of what happened. It was a disaster. It was a tragedy. Football fans should always come home. Let's make this perfectly clear. If I've missed anybody on the chat, I apologise. That was a lot of text for my dyslexic brain to read. One person, one ticket. So how can it be overcrowded when no one was in without a ticket? Exactly. A lot of it goes down to, hang on. A lot of it goes down to people just not getting in the seats fast enough. And it sounds like from some people, the stewarding was adequate. But the line you've got to remember here, training on stewardship, that whole thing. Training on stewardship, they said, with more training developed for stewards. So that's something that would have helped with the capacity situation, not the capacity situation, with people getting to the seats, helping them go there. This was always going to be a sensitive subject. If you saw the video earlier I knew something like this would happen. The moment I put that video out, I knew I should have just waited. I should have just waited until a statement got put out, but I was waiting all day for this statement to come out and nothing came out. So I was like, is it going to happen? Is there going to be a statement? So I thought, right, sod it. Let's have a look. Boycott the mail. Boycott the mail. I just wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't even use it as fire. To light a fire, mate. It's horrible. The Daily Fail can get in the bin for all I care. Hey DJ, how are you, mate? It is a sensitive subject. It's very difficult for me as a Wednesday fan to talk about this. It's very difficult for me to talk about this with a family member who was at that game as a Nottingham Forest fan. I got married at Hillsborough. Watching my uncle go round that place and struggle with it is very difficult. You shouldn't forget anything that happened. Kind of thing. Let's have a look. No, we'll never forget the disaster, nor should we. No, we shouldn't. Also, disasters will always be revisited by journalists looking for easy copy. Jez hit the nail on the head. Journalists need clicks, especially in this day and age, especially the Daily Mail. Did you know that the Daily Mail isn't a credible source on Wikipedia anymore? They got that taken away from them in 2017. This is one of those situations where it's very, very difficult. When they've done the right thing, we volunteered to reduce our capacity for them. We weren't expecting it to get cut how much as it had done, and we're challenging it. Hopefully, we can come to some happy agreement on it, right? Hopefully, we can come to some agreement where every party likes it. Like I said, this was not a video, a live stream I wanted to do. I was expecting to have another video, 2 videos up tomorrow, actually. A preview. There's a video on players, and then there's the live stream. Tomorrow is going to be very busy. One video will be up at 12. One video will be up at 6 as per usual. And we'll do the usual 7:30 stream going into the Bolton game. But did you, Jez? Interesting. Jez, as a former journalist then, and take your Sheffield Wednesday road tinted glasses, in terms of what they did, is it ethical of what they did? I'd be interested to know that, Jez, is how ethical it is. And is there some I don't want to say blame, but is there someone who should have checked this better to see where it comes? Um, both sets of reporters weren't great on it. They weren't great on it. Let's be honest with you. By the way, please let me know, how does this sound? I have a new microphone, and I've been playing around this a lot. How does this sound better than the old microphone? Please let me know. I'll do a poll actually. It sounds worse. Is it worse or better? Yes, no, because I kind of need to know, because it's something, audio side of this, the part of what I do, has always been my downfall. Audio's always been the bit that I struggle with to get right. So if I can get this right, please let me know. I'm playing around with a couple different microphones. I've got this one. I've got other ones. So yeah, I'm playing around with a couple of microphones. So let me see what happens. Barry? Are you saying this microphone doesn't sound better, or it does? Like I said, just let me know. Effortlessly is a subject. I think a lot of reason for Mr. Herbert is embodied the legend of Mr. Herbert in his hometown. Mr. Herbert is from Liverpool, so he got a bias. I didn't know that Mr. Herbert was from Liverpool. That now makes a lot of sense. Let me just check something here, because I'm not in a chat, but I will jump in a minute. That now makes sense. That now makes a lot of sense. I get it. And I understand why people are... Oh, well, I just live on Worko. Did he share my stream? Oh, I much appreciate that, Worko, mate. Yeah, so it's such a hard subject for me to talk about, because I don't want to talk about this. This is the last subject I want to talk about. As any Wednesday fan, this is the last subject I want to be talking about. As anyone, we don't want to do it. No, 20%. The people who said no, please let me know why it doesn't sound better, and I'll try and fix it. So let's have a look. Why blame us though, when wasn't us as a team? Yes, our Dazing was unfortunately involved. Yeah, but it's always gonna get embroiled with it. It's just always gonna be the same thing. Sadly, that is the issue we got. He started on the Liverpool Echoes Fair. He did a lot of cover on the disaster over many years, which he liked to remind people about from time to time. Fair enough. Okay, that now makes sense. So there's a bias there, and being a journalist, I thought you had to leave your biases a little bit at the door if you can, but it is what it is. My throat is getting dry. So yeah, it's such a tough subject for me to talk about, because I'm not there. I'm not there in that kind of how much it hurt people, but I've seen the hurt from second hand. But anytime there's any good piece to write about Wednesday, it feels like the easy cop out is just do an article on about Wednesday, that what happened, blame Wednesday, blame us, blame this, and I'm just in that kind of point of view where I've had enough of feeling like we've done something wrong and we haven't. In this thing, it sounds like we volunteered it. We got told to get it sorted, and we volunteered. It's so hard for me to talk about this. It is so hard for me to talk about this because I find it very difficult to have it, because the thing is, no one reported any industries. Nobody went to stewards, or if it did, why isn't there a report where it said that they went to them? But as it come out, right? So it had come out. We know it come out. We know what the situation is, right? We know what the situation is now. The situation is quite literally we have has reduced capacity. We now have to figure that out now as a club, how much it's financially going to hit us and whatnot. Because it's going to hit us financially. So stupid. It will hit us financially, and we know that. We now have to, as a club, figure out where we're going to change it. Is it annoying that over the last couple of days we've had to talk about that? How it's that whole thing. How can we have it that we? Sorry, I just caught work off gardening. So it's been, apart from that, it's been a good week of like doing new stuff and stuff like that. The videos have been doing great. It's just oh, brilliant. That sounds better. Brilliant. I've done some fixing then. I just turned my levels down. I wonder if it would clip in a little bit. Sound perfect now, mate. Brilliant. I will remember that for when I do it next time, because it's always good to sort it. Yeah, it's ideally, as a Wednesday fan, I'd like to draw a line under it and just get back to being top of the league and winning games and not having to talk about this. Can't add that as a guy. Where's the comment? Don't see. I don't see your comment there, Daz. Can you try again, mate? You can try again or try and reword it. I wonder if it's got a banned word in it or something. Just try and reword it if you can, please, mate. I've had to do that in the past. So, yeah. Keep saying error, bud. Weird. Don't know why it's doing that. Won't let you accept it either. I haven't even seen a comment. Toggle. I go out of my way to tell people. Oh, there we go. Oh, right. That's weird. Hang on then. Let me do this. That's weird. It's YouTube playing up. I will post it for you, Daz. So that is Daz's comment. I will post it for you. I go out my way to tell. Daz, could you try and type something other than that and see if I can work out why it did it? If you can do it again, because you're not blocked. I know that for a fact. You're not blocked. You're not in timeout, so I don't know why it will be doing that. But that is what Daz have put. As a rule, oh, it does work. Gremlins, yeah, like I said, comment is very true. Much the reason a disaster for those fans pending like animals those days. Very, very true, mate. Very true. Yeah, YouTube had a brain fart. It's so weird. Okay. Odd. So yeah, let's get over this. Let's just put this where it should be. Place it should be. Let's just put this article where it should live. In there. Let's put it in the bin. I'm all for having to have things sorted for it. But how does Sheffield Wednesday fix this going forward then? Ideally, for me, I like to knock the stadium down. Not the stadium, the stand, sorry. I like to knock the stand down and rebuild it. The problem is that costs a lot of money. And by the way, if you want to see anything that goes on with Wednesday in the next couple of days, no, not the stadium, the stand. I meant the stand, not the stadium. Redevelop that stand. If you want to see if when they do anything in the next couple of days or the next couple of months, keep checking Sheffield City Council's planning permissions, because if anything happens, it would be there because it's got to go through planning stage and stuff like that. Oh no, I wouldn't say not downhill, but there is a couple of thinking points of this, because there's the three options. The three options are: we knock it down and rebuild it, and while we're rebuilding it, we modernize the whole stadium. The whole stadium needs modernizing. We know that already. Two, we couldn't they just rip out the seat and make it more high tech rather than demolish the whole Lepping Lane? Possibly that could work. So it goes like this: one, you redevelop it or make it modernized, like DJ said, and do it that way, which is probably the route we'll probably take, I hope. Two, you modernize it that way. Number two, you knock it down, you rebuild it. A lot more money, but maybe puts things to bed. And the only other option, and it's the option nobody wants, is you move stadiums. But to do that, you've got to have a buyer for Sheffield Wednesday from Chancery, because you got me in Chancery on the stadium, and then we got to find another place to play football. And that's a lot harder, because what you have to remember is you have to buy land, because it's very easy to say, right, we'll buy that bit of land there, we'll build here, do the stadium here, and then go, oh, hang on, we've got this old stadium, what do we do? Because you can't build while you've got the other one, ideally. Ideally, you can, but you've got to have a lot of money to do that, and I don't think we've got the fund for that. Can you put the options in the poll? Of course I can. That's in the Prem, he will sell. I don't think he will sell, to be fair. Let's have a look. Let's start a poll. Stadium. What to do with that belt wrong, please. I only apologise. I can't sell for toffee. Oh no, this by now. Even if it's a place I love. What to do with Hill? Add options. Not modern it. Down Lepping Lane. Build. Right, the poll should be up now. So I'll be interested to see what you think here. That sells him. The thing is, I don't think he would sell if we got to the Prem. I still think he'd keep us. I still think he'd keep us, kind of thing. There's no need to change stadiums. Really, the bells in Lepping would be nice, but not easy. Exactly, that's the issue. Redoing Lepping Lane would be easy. Would be the best way to go, but it's not easy. It probably would be cheaper to do as well in the long scheme of things. But when you're doing all the work around Hillsborough, what you've got to remember is you want to modernise. If you're going to modernise that, you're going to modernise it all, because you're not going to want to make the away end really fancy, and your home fans be like, well, why have they got a really nice away end and we got this still? You know what I mean? To be fair to what Chancery's done since he come in, he did, and much of the ground ain't great. I won't be honest. I'll be honest with it. He has modernised it since he come in. He got rid of portacowns. He put better things up. He made it easier. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Wednesday next season, maybe look at building a bigger place for the inflatable dome and taking the inflatable dome down and having a proper indoor pitch with a roof on and everything, a door. Not saying that the inflatable one doesn't have a door. I'm just saying it needs a door, like an actual building would do. So it's redeveloping is the easier option, but it's not cheap. And I will be interested to know what the figures say come our accounts. They're coming very, very soon, I think. The account there'll be an account Talking Wednesday podcast where we sort it. How much does Lepping Lane hold? I believe the capacity wasn't the capacity I was on that. Oh, hang on. Thank you for that. You just told me what the capacity is of that. How much does it hold? So technically, our weigh end holds 10,000. The capacity hills are from 9,000 to 16,000. The ground hold it first. So it technically 10,000, but we don't use that corner either. We don't use that corner a lot. So you would have put people there as well. So that corner not being used, then the reduced capacity as it is. Because let's have a look. Because like with what's been said, this means that Lepping Lanes has been reduced from 4,700 to 3,700, a drop of 21%. Sorry, I said 56, didn't I? 21%. But it's still a lot. That's probably why I got the 21%. It's still a big drop in people being in there. And I think I actually think that's how many tickets we gave. How many tickets we gave Plymouth? Oh, God. I actually think that's what that was, actually. I think we gave them that. The away yards. Away yards. I am so tired. I didn't want to stream tonight. Yeah, there you go. We will take our total allocation for this game to 3,700. So we did already have that in place. Yeah, that's true. That 21% has already reduced capacity. So we know what that end can be filled like and sounded like. Let's see how many fans decide to do chants on it. Well, which will be bad. So the Cop South Stand had a major makeover in the 90s, but the cantilevers and knee work and leveling. I agree with everything Jez has just said. 100%. Is there room around Hill? But I'm thinking the local housing at bars, restaurants. Looking. Maybe when in the Prem, people will want this. Sheffield went this experience. It's difficult where that ground is. It's very old school with it being in buildings and communities. That's why it's not so. You've got houses at the back of it because we got houses right at the very back. At the ground, it's difficult, but you could probably, if Sheffield went to get into the Prem, you could then put more things on that main road that could attract people and stuff like that. No worries, Nat. Off you go. Thank you for joining me, mate. I always a pleasure. Join us tomorrow night as well, Nat, because it'll be an early one because of the game on Thursday. Bye, Nat. When in the Prem, people. Yep. Yeah, for that 21. Think sound keep cutting out. That could be you. As other channels had audio problems. Oh, as other channels had audio problems today. That could be the YouTube thing. It probably the streaming thing. I'll sort it. It doesn't help my anxiety with me trying to fix my audio. Let's just put it that way. Because I am properly trying to sort this. I'll have another mic to try tomorrow, so we'll see if that works. Oh yeah, today, bud. Okay, maybe it is YouTube thing. Doesn't help when you're testing audio stuff, then, does it? But yeah, it's. Let's just take it what it is. Yeah, I thought as much, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be going off and on either. Listen. Oh, great. And the missus had just said that her stream just crashed on it. Why is it doing that? Yeah, it's cutting out. Yeah, that is cutting out. I need to fix that. 50% on modernize and tear down. Interesting. All right, let me end that poll. Let me get a headphone in so I can hear this stream because I can't actually hear the stream itself. Let me go. Oh, this is. There we go. That's not what I wanted to play. Tech issue. Tech issues, tech issues, tech issues. It won't let me accept it. But it's good now. This is good. This is gonna do my head in. This is gonna absolutely do my head in because I'm testing things, so not the great thing to see. But hey, it happens. That's the joys of doing a stream, I guess. You have to figure out tech issues, and like I said, not what I want when I'm trying to test gear out. For making these better for you guys. So maybe it is YouTube, maybe it's not. I didn't have issues in. Night night, mate. You have good one. So I'll do some work on this and figure out what it is. Thank you for joining me tonight. There was 17 consecutive views, 17 likes. Cheers, Dex. So I'll try and fix whatever issue this is or what if it's YouTube. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We'll see what it is. And thank you for joining me on this emergency stream. Have a good one, guys, and we'll talk more later.